Hello, what's up, everybody? It's Pikel with League of Items, and my one of my main spreadsheets for League of Legends has been corrupted somehow. So I was going back through some of my previous videos to get like my rankings of teams, and I realized that now is a good time to kind of go back to my LPL summer season preview, which I did in the beginning of June. So this is June 3rd, 2020. This was an hour-long video. I broke down a lot of the teams. I have some notes on them that I don't have access to right now, I don't think. So basically, I just came to this for the thing that's in the middle of the screen where it says Top Esports, FPX, JDG are in the top spot. Invictus Gaming was projected to be in a separate tier on their own. Then I had LGD, World Elite, and Sunning, followed by E-Star and RNG. I had EDG, Vici Gaming, and Rogue Warriors underneath them. Billy Gaming, OMG, and Dominus in a tier below that. And my lowest tier was V5 and LNG. And what I was working based off of had the teams being able to move one tier above and one tier below. So I wanted to kind of take that and compare it to where we're at now. So I'm gonna have 1, FPX 2, JDG 3, Invictus Gaming 4, V5 16. Wrong on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 5, 6. Vici Gaming. E-Star. E-Star had it as an overrated team, which I think is kind of correct at this point in the season. RNG 9, EDG 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right. So I changed I didn't change everything. But this is basically, it doesn't seem right to have it this way because I didn't really have them ranked in order as much as I had them ranked in tiers, I think. But we'll just go with this for now. Not a big deal if I'm 100% right on this. Like, that's not really what I'm going for. But let's just see like where the team started, where they are now, and then I'm going to change my ranking for this week in this video. This is before the ESPN esports rankings have come out, so I will be making a video on that again. But for now, this is where we're at. So Top Esports, before the season started, I had him at number 1 in the top tier, and I think that is still accurate. So Top Esports has remained in the top spot for this season. They lost to Invictus Gaming. They lost to Invictus Gaming over the weekend, but I mean, I'm not gonna lower them for something like that. It just shows me that Invictus Gaming is a better team than most people give them credit for. So let me just get to the right spot on Gamepedia so I can see everything in the same spot. So they beat Dominus and lost to IG. So losing to IG is fine. Beating Dominus is expected. So theoretically I could change where I have these teams, but I don't really plan on changing them at this point. Going into this week, I had Invictus Gaming as the second ranked team in China, and that's because last week they beat V5 and they beat Top Esports. So you basically cannot have a better week than the week Invictus Gaming just had. I am not going to put them above Top Esports yet because they are more volatile and there are a lot of question marks surrounding Invictus Gaming, specifically their bot lane, which I don't think is particularly strong, but happy with Invictus Gaming overall. Before the season started, I had them ranked in the second tier, but 4th overall, saying they could go up or down and it wouldn't surprise me. And I think that I was pretty accurate with that as well. Next up, we have JDG. JDG has continued winning. Very consistent. Beat LNG, beat BLG. That's not going to change my opinion on them. I don't care if they lose one individual game. I care about their ability to win a match. V5 lost to Invictus Gaming and Sunning. So again, this is another spot where it tells me more about Invictus Gaming and Sunning than it tells me about V5. V5 was competitive in both matches. They lost 2-1 in both matches, and they had chances to win. So I'm not going to be overly critical of V5 at this point. Before the season started, I had him at 16th. I don't think there's any way that you could really justify having them projected 4th overall before the split started. Obviously, they started off well, and they got a couple of wins under their belt, but I think the correct approach was to be cautiously optimistic about V5. And maybe I was a little late to the party because I wanted them to prove themselves over and over again. But I don't really think I missed out on too much with my cautious approach. And now that they have lost their last 2 matches, I'm not going to overreact in the opposite direction and say, oh, I was right all along. They're garbage. I knew they were garbage. Because that wouldn't be true. I don't think that they're garbage. I think that they're pretty accurately ranked right now. I could see myself moving Sunning up to the same level as V5 or over V5, but anything past that would be kind of a stretch at this point. The one other thing I wanted to watch from my preseason video was exactly what I said about Sunning. Playoffs, I could also see them back playstyle like that. But that is not... They're not going to be able to compete on an international level playing the same style as everybody else. So the question that I had was, do they have an easy schedule in the early season? Do the changes on 10-11 and 10-12 move the meta towards like an 80-centric meta? And we haven't really seen it get to that point yet, which is even better for the long-term prospects of Sunning, because S of M really stepped up this split and played really well for almost the entire split. So if it moves in that direction again, where we do get to an 80 carry meta, then I'll be even happier about Sunning. But let's just keep going back with this. So FPX is kind of starting to scare me a little bit, because they continue to look shaky in a lot of their matches. This week they went 2-0 though, so they beat OMG, and they also beat EDG. So these are 2 teams that they were supposed to beat. That's not going to make me have a better opinion of them. If anything, it's just not going to make me have a better opinion of them. That's all I have to say about that. Sunning beat V5, and then last night they beat OMG. So beat V5 and OMG. That's pretty big. Then LGD beat World Elite, and they beat RNG. So they were the underdogs against World Elite. Before the season started, if I was ranking it in order, then I did have LGD 1 spot above World Elite, but I thought that LGD, World Elite, and Sunning were really very close. So I'm not going to give myself too much credit back then. But I did have these as the 3 value teams, and so far, if you look at the tiers that I had them before the season started, I had 1, 2, 1, 6. So that was very wrong. 1, 3, 3, 3. So out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out of the 7 top teams, out of the 8 top teams, I had 7 of them correct. So I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm not sure if anybody else really had these kind of rankings going into the season. I don't watch many other people's content about this kind of stuff. So you tell me if that's good or not. I'm assuming that it is. Next up, we have World Elite. So this week, World Elite lost to LGD and beat BLG. I don't see their ranking moving much. Vici Gaming lost to EDG, which wasn't very surprising, but it was a negative. It is a negative in my opinion because they were trending in the right direction, and I think a lot of people were getting kind of excited about them. But it looks like they're kind of stalling out, which is what we expected. So it's not that we're downgrading them at all, but we're tempering expectations for them continuing to go upward. EDG beat Vici Gaming, lost to FPX 1-2. So that's good for EDG. I think the fact that they took a game off of FPX is a good thing. The fact that they beat Vici Gaming is a good thing. I think if you looked at the age of the players from EDG and Vici Gaming, you would be surprised at how young EDG really is. Top lane is very young, I think 17 or 18. The jungler is very young, 17 or 18. The mid laner is, I think, 21 or 22. And then the bot lane is relatively young. So overall, there are many reasons to be optimistic about EDG in the future, but I don't expect them to make playoffs at this point. And if they do make playoffs, I don't expect them to really do anything. Lost. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Lost. Is it lost to or lost to? Not sure. Billy Gaming, still a lot of roster questions. They continue to switch around their roster. Anybody who watches my channel knows that I don't like that. That's just a thing that makes me lose confidence in a team. Rogue Warriors beat E-Star, which was a good result for Rogue Warriors. Tonight they play Billy Gaming. That should be interesting. Billy Gaming. Everyone continues to be high on Billy Gaming. They lost to World Elite, and they lost to JDG. So I'm not changing my opinion on them based off of that, or at least not positively. And I'm not going to change it negatively either. I think that I'm pretty sure that I'm like on point at this part of the season. Lost to Rogue Warriors. Not going to change my opinion of E-Star. I already had Rogue Warriors ahead of them, I think, at that point. Or it was very close. I think I think going into that match I had E-Star rated higher, but I picked Rogue Warriors for the upset. OMG, we have losses to Fun Plus Phoenix and Vici Gaming. So that's not going to help anybody. LNG lost. Well, they had losses. I think multiple losses. Vici Gaming. They also beat Dominus. But that's not going to change my opinion. LNG lost. Yeah, not sure if I'm saying that the right way. DMO. Top Esports and Vici Gaming. So like I said, these are mostly expected. So I just wanted to give an update on where we stand, and let's do 727 while we're at it. So these are my current rankings for teams in the LPL. The number one team, I still think is Top Esports. Yeah, I need to be careful because I intend on using these for my global ranking, so I don't want to get anything too far out of whack. Dominus, LNG, OMG, or E-Star. I think I want to put E-Star lower than OMG. OMG has brought up a new AD carry. They actually looked pretty good in their loss today. That would make Billy Gaming 13th. Rogue Warriors 11. That would make them 12, not 11. I'm pretty comfortable with this part of the rankings. 7, 6. So do I want to move Sunning up? That's the real question. Their win over V5 has to count for something, right? What else do we have for them this season? So Sunning still needs to play FPX, Top Esports, and Vici Gaming. V5 still has to play... I'll show you what I'm looking at. V5 still has to play EDG, JDG, Rogue Warriors, and World Elite. So they'll probably be EDG. I think they would probably lose to JDG. I think JDG is better at that style. Beat Rogue Warriors, and then they should beat World Elite. And then we have LGD, Billy Gaming. They should win. FPX will be a good one. LNG and Vici Gaming. So I mean, we could see LGD finish the season very strong. So there is some upward mobility here. But do I think that I should put V5 lower? Sunning needs to beat FPX. Not really. They need to beat Vici Gaming for me to keep this relatively close to the way that I have it now. And then FPX, Dominus, LGD, Sunning. When is that Sunning match? FPX and Sunning is on the last day of the season. That'll probably determine that'll probably determine who ends the season higher, right? I do like Sunning, but I think FPX is just underperforming. I think they do figure it out. So next week, by the end of this week, we'll have Sunning play against Top Esports. That'll tell me a lot more, so I'm fine leaving it the way that it is now. FPX this week plays against LGD. That's about it. And then V5, they have World Elite and JDG. So we'll know a lot more about these teams. I think they are relatively close right here. It is a little bit of splitting hairs. But I do think I want to go 4-5. And V5 is moving in the wrong direction now, just fractionally. Because you have to get them a little closer to Sunning after Sunning just beat them. It was a good match, but I think you have to kind of make that change. So this is how I have the Chinese teams right now. Top Esports, Invictus Gaming, JDG. Then I think there's a gap, a small gap, but there's a gap. FPX, V5, Sunning, LGD, World Elite. I think they're all in the same tier. Then a gap. Vici Gaming, EDG, RNG, and then there's a gap. And then we have Rogue Warriors, Billy Gaming, OMG, and then also probably E-Star, and then a gap, and then LNG and Dominus. So that's where I'm at right now at this point in the season. it's a little bit shorter, but it's still a 20-minute video. So thanks for watching. I will be posting my ESPN Esports Global Power Rankings video. I'll also be making the videos with Billy that I do every week. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.